Pause and imagine this. Your life changing not in years, not in months, but in a single decision. Every struggle you carry, every fear you hide, every dream you bury deep inside, all waiting for one spark to come alive. This is not just another audiobook. It's a clear, simplified guide to mastering money and building real wealth, presented in a way anyone can follow. It's the mirror you've avoided, the truth you've needed, and the push your future has begged for. If you're tired of surviving and finally ready to rise, then this journey begins with you right now. Introduction: the moment that changes everything. There comes a moment in every person's life when silence becomes too heavy to carry and the truth becomes impossible to ignore. Maybe you've felt it too, the quiet frustration, the invisible pressure, the sense that you're meant for more but trapped in the same cycles. This audiobook is created for that exact moment, not to inspire you for a few seconds, but to help you break the patterns that have held you back for years. Here you won't hear complicated theories, difficult language, or empty motivational noise. You will hear real transformation, told in simple, clear, powerful words that reach your mind and hit your heart. Every chapter is designed to open a door, shift your perspective, and give you control back over your choices, your energy, your habits, and your future. This is not a book you listen to. This is a book you wake up with. Chapter 1. Wake up to your own power.
There is a silent force within you, a strength so powerful that if you unlocked even a small part of it, your entire life would begin to change. But for most people, this power stays buried under doubt, fear, past experiences, and the noise of everyday life. Before you can build confidence, chase success, or design your future, you must first wake up to the truth of who you really are. People spend years believing they're ordinary, not because they lack potential, but because they've been trained to underestimate themselves. From childhood, you're taught to follow, to ask for permission, to dim your light so others feel comfortable. You're told what you can do, what you can't do, what is practical, and what is too much. Slowly, without realizing it, you build a life based on limitations placed on you by people who were limited themselves. But here's the truth no one teaches you. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and you've barely used it. Every emotion you feel, every reaction you give, every dream you chase or abandon, it all begins in your mind. Yet most people move through life unconsciously, repeating the same patterns every day. They wake up tired because their mind has been fighting battles they never learned to understand. They scroll for hours, not because they're lazy, but because they're escaping feelings they never learned to face. They complain about their problems, but never challenge the beliefs that created those problems. Power doesn't come from force. Power comes from awareness. The moment you start noticing your habits, your thoughts, your triggers, your fears, you take back control from autopilot mode. Imagine how many opportunities you've missed, not because you weren't capable, but because you were trapped inside a version of yourself shaped by doubt and repeated mistakes. In this chapter, we explore the first step of real transformation, understanding the silent forces that control your daily life. You'll learn why your mind repeats the same emotional cycles, why you talk yourself out of opportunities, why your self-confidence rises and falls, why you stay in familiar pain instead of chasing unfamiliar growth, why your brain prefers comfort over progress, and how to break free from these patterns. Most people think they need motivation to change, but motivation fades. What you truly need is a shift in awareness, a moment where you stop living the life handed to you and start building the life you envision. You are not powerless. You are simply unawakened. And this chapter is your awakening. What's coming next? In the next chapter, we dive into the hidden patterns of the mind, the loops your brain repeats without your permission, the fears that shape your reactions, and the invisible beliefs that decide your future before you even act. You'll learn how to recognize, challenge, and rewrite the mental scripts that have controlled your life for years.
Chapter 2. Break the patterns that hold you back. There comes a moment when you look at your life and realize something unsettling. You're not stuck because life is unfair. You're stuck because your mind is repeating the same patterns every single day. The same thoughts, the same reactions, the same fears, the same habits. You keep waking up as the same version of yourself, expecting a different future. But nothing changes until you change the patterns controlling your life from the inside. Every pattern has a purpose, even the destructive ones. Your brain doesn't hold you back because it hates you. It holds you back because it's trying to protect you with outdated logic. Once you understand how these patterns are created, how they survive, and how they secretly shape your decisions, you'll finally take back control of your life. The invisible loops running your mind. Whether you know it or not, your mind runs on loops, automatic programs created by repetition, emotions, and past experiences. Some loops protect you, others limit you. But here's the twist. Your brain can't tell the difference between a pattern that keeps you safe and a pattern that keeps you small. For example, you avoid opportunities because your mind remembers the pain of past failures. You stay in toxic situations because your brain prefers familiar chaos over unfamiliar peace. You procrastinate, not because you're lazy, but because your mind associates progress with fear of judgment. You repeat unhealthy habits because they provide temporary relief from deeper emotions. These loops are powerful because they feel natural. They feel like just who you are, but they're not your identity. They're instructions your mind learned when you were emotionally unprepared to rewrite them. To break them, you must first see them. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Why the mind repeats what hurts you. Your mind has one primary goal: survival. Not happiness, not fulfillment, not growth, just survival. And survival loves predictability. This is why you return to the same emotions, connect with similar types of people, repeat the same mistakes, avoid the same risks, feel triggered by the same situations, because to your brain, familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar peace. You're not failing. You're following a script. But every script can be rewritten. The pattern-breaking formula. There are 3 stages to breaking any mental pattern. 1. Awareness, recognizing the loop. You cannot fix what you do not understand. You must catch the loop as it happens. This means observing your thoughts, noticing your triggers, and identifying the emotion behind your reactions. Ask yourself, where have I felt this before? Is this reaction logical or automatic? Whose voice is this, mine or someone else's? What fear is hiding behind this behavior? Patterns lose power the moment you expose them. 2. Interruption, stopping the loop in real time. Once you recognize the loop, you interrupt it. This means acting differently than your mind expects. If your pattern is overthinking, take action before your thoughts spiral. If your pattern is avoidance, move toward the discomfort. If your pattern is anger, pause and breathe before you react. If your pattern is self-doubt, replace the thought with a conscious choice.
A small interruption repeated consistently becomes a new habit. 3. Redirection, rewiring the loop. This is where transformation happens. You replace the old pattern with a new one that supports your growth. For example, replace procrastination with a 2-minute starting rule. Replace negative self-talk with affirming truths. Replace fear-based decisions with value-based decisions. Replace emotional reactions with intentional responses. Your brain rewires through repetition. Every new choice creates a new connection. Every new connection strengthens a new identity. Slowly, you stop being controlled by old programming. You start designing a new version of yourself. Your patterns are not your destiny. Most people live and die inside the limitations of their old patterns, but you don't have to. Awareness gives you choice. Choice gives you movement. Movement gives you transformation. You are not here to repeat your past. You are here to rewrite your future. In the next chapter, we explore the real source of your emotions, how emotions are created, why certain triggers overwhelm you, and how to gain emotional control without suppressing what you feel. You'll learn how to transform emotional chaos into emotional intelligence, the skill that changes every part of your life. Chapter 3. Master your emotions before they master you. Your emotions aren't random, and they aren't your enemy. They're signals. They reveal what your mind is holding, what your heart is carrying, and what life is trying to teach you. But here's the truth. If you don't master your emotions, they will master your life. They will shape your choices, relationships, confidence, habits, and future, often without you realizing it. Every fear you avoid, every anger you suppress, every insecurity you hide, and every desire you silence sits inside you, waiting. The more you avoid your emotions, the more power they gain. Emotional control isn't pretending nothing affects you. It's understanding why it affects you and taking your power back. How emotions are actually created. Emotions don't come from the outside world. They come from the meaning you attach to events. Two people can face the same situation and feel completely different things because emotions come from interpretation, not events. Your mind asks, what does this mean? Is this safe? Is this a threat? What memory does this remind me of? Your emotions don't reflect reality. They reflect perspective, and perspective can be changed. The 3 layers of emotion. 1. The trigger. A comment, a tone, a memory, a fear. Triggers aren't the problem. The meaning attached to them is. 2. The interpretation. This is where your past meets the present. Your brain searches through fears, beliefs, and old experiences to make sense of the trigger. This is why a past betrayal makes you suspicious today. Childhood criticism affects you now. Old wounds shape new relationships. Past failures make decisions harder. You're not reacting to what's happening. You're reacting to what your mind thinks is happening. 3. The emotional response. Sadness, anger, fear, anxiety, shame, hope, whatever the mind concludes. You can't control the trigger or the emotion instantly, but you can control the interpretation. That's the key to emotional mastery. Why you lose control of your emotions? Because nobody teaches you how to process feelings, how to understand triggers, how to respond instead of react, how to separate past pain from present moments, how to break emotional patterns. Instead, you're told, calm down, don't cry, Be strong. So you suppress what you feel. But suppressed emotions don't disappear. They return stronger as overthinking, anxiety, numbness, anger, relationship issues, self-doubt. You don't need to silence emotions. You need to decode them. The emotional mastery method. 1. Observe instead of react. When emotions rise, pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Where is this coming from? Is this based on reality or memory? Observation breaks emotional autopilot. 2. Question the meaning. Ask, is there another way to see this? Is this fear from the past or the present? Am I reacting to the situation or to old wounds? Better questions create better emotions. 3. Respond with intention. Respond intentionally, not emotionally. This looks like communicating instead of shutting down, pausing instead of exploding, acting instead of avoiding, letting go instead of clinging, setting boundaries instead of pleasing, breathing instead of panicking. Emotional maturity doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you control your response. Your emotions are your superpower. Once you master your emotions, your mind becomes clearer, decisions become stronger, relationships become healthier, confidence becomes unshakable. Your emotions are trying to teach you something. The question is, are you ready to listen? What's coming next? Next, how self-belief shapes your destiny, how self-doubt destroys potential, and how to build unshakable confidence no matter your past.
Chapter 4. Rewrite the voice inside your head. There's a voice inside your mind that speaks to you more than anyone else. It talks when you wake up, when you try, when you fail, when you doubt, when you're alone, when you dream. This voice can be your greatest power or your worst enemy. Your life doesn't change when circumstances change. It changes when the voice inside your head becomes stronger than the noise outside. Every limit you accepted, dream you delayed, fear you obeyed, all of it came from this inner voice. If this voice becomes toxic, your life becomes a battlefield. If you rewrite it, your life becomes unstoppable. The message you repeat becomes the life you live. Your mind is always listening. What you repeat becomes what you believe. What you believe shapes your decisions. Your decisions shape your life. If your voice says, "I'm not good enough," "People like me never succeed," "I always fail," "Nobody supports me," your actions will match that belief. But here's the truth. You weren't born with self-doubt. You learned it. And anything learned can be unlearned, then rewritten. The inner critic versus the inner guide. 1. The inner critic. Built from past failures, negative experiences, childhood conditioning, rejection, comparison, fear of judgment. It whispers, "Don't try, don't hope, don't grow." It survives by keeping you small. 2. The inner guide. This voice is your courage, wisdom, and potential. It whispers, "You can learn, you can rise, you can start again." It's quiet, drowned by fear, but powerful once amplified. How self-doubt destroys potential. Self-doubt kills slowly. It shows up as, "I need more time. What if I fail? I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not ready." While you wait, confidence dies and fear grows. Rewiring the inner voice.
1. Identify the source. Ask, when did I start believing this? Whose voice is this? Is this even my belief? Most negative self-talk isn't yours. 2. Interrupt the automatic thought. Pause and question, is this truth or fear? Where's the evidence? The moment you challenge it, it loses power. 3. Replace with identity-based truth. Not fake positivity, real identity. I am capable of learning. I grow stronger every day. I don't shrink anymore. I choose growth. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes results. Results reinforce identity. Your inner voice is the foundation of your life. If it's weak, everything collapses. If it's strong, everything rises. Rewrite the voice. Rewrite the destiny. What's coming next? Next, why motivation fails, how habits shape identity, and how discipline builds a life motivation never could.
Chapter 5. Discipline builds what motivation promises. Motivation feels good, but it doesn't last. It arrives when life feels easy and disappears when challenges hit. If you rely on motivation, your dreams will outrun you. The people you admire aren't consistent because they're motivated. They're consistent because they're disciplined. Why motivation fails? Because it depends on mood, energy, circumstances. Inspiration disappears. Discipline doesn't care. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. The power of habits. Habits turn effort into autopilot. There are 3 types. 1. Keystone habits. They create chain reactions. Examples: daily exercise, journaling, saving money, daily reading. These shape identity and mindset. 2. Performance habits. They improve results. Examples: learning a skill daily, deep work sessions, weekly networking, weekly financial review. These create leverage and momentum. 3. Maintenance habits. They protect energy. Examples: sleeping well, eating well, taking breaks, organizing your space. They keep everything stable. How discipline creates freedom? It seems restrictive, but it creates predictability, control, momentum, lower stress, consistency. Motivation excites you. Discipline transforms you. The discipline formula: start small, stay consistent, stack habits, use triggers and reminders, track progress, reward effort, not outcomes. Discipline is identity in action. Identity creates habits. Habits create results. Results reinforce identity. Become the person who follows through, and life will follow. Next chapter. Next, how to make money work for you instead of trading hours for income. Chapter 6. Make money work while you sleep. Most people believe working harder creates wealth, but time is limited, energy is limited, and jobs cap your income. True financial freedom begins when your money works for you, even while you sleep. The myth of working hard. Working long hours has limits. Time is finite, energy is finite, income is capped. If you rely only on active income, your money stops the moment you stop working. Wealthy people escape this trap through passive income. The power of passive income.
Passive income multiplies your time. Examples: stocks, bonds, ETFs, rental properties, royalties, dividends, automated online businesses. Multiple income streams build financial freedom. 3 steps to make money work for you. 1. Save strategically. Build emergency fund, controlled expenses, money allocated for investments. Savings are the seed of wealth. 2. Invest wisely. Key principles: do your research, diversify, think long-term, use compounding. Small, consistent investments grow massively over time. 3. Automate and protect. Automatic transfers, insurance, trusted advisors, privacy and security. Automation keeps your wealth growing without stress. The mindset shift. Stop viewing money as something to spend. Start seeing it as a tool for freedom. Wealth grows slowly and steadily. Wealth without stress means peace of mind, freedom of time, ability to help others, ability to focus on your purpose. Money supports your life. It doesn't control it. Chapter 7. Why Money Should Never Rule Your Life. Many people chase money like it's a god. They assume wealth will fix everything: respect, happiness, security. But the truth is simple. Money can't give you fulfillment or purpose. When you worship it, you sacrifice relationships, values, health, and peace of mind. People who truly understand money don't chase it blindly. They manage it wisely and use it as a tool. This chapter is about breaking money's illusion of power so you control it, not the other way around. The illusion of wealth as a goal. Society glorifies billionaires and luxury lifestyles. Everything around you screams success equals money. This creates dangerous habits. You start measuring self-worth by net worth. You prioritize income over impact. You ignore health and relationships while chasing profit. You compromise ethics to collect more. Money is a tool, not a master. Treat it like a god and it destroys your priorities. The true role of money. Money has real value when understood correctly. It provides comfort and freedom. It enables impact and supports causes. It amplifies your values. Whatever you focus on grows. But money cannot buy love, respect, wisdom, happiness, fulfillment. When you remember this, you avoid the trap of endless accumulation. How to avoid worshiping money. 1. Keep perspective. Treat money as a tool. Focus on purpose, not profit. Remember, wealth is temporary. Values are permanent. 2. Define your priorities. Know what matters: family, health, learning, creativity, service. Let money serve these priorities. 3. Build ethical wealth. Grow through integrity. Avoid shortcuts and greed-driven decisions. 4. Separate income from identity. Don't let your earnings define who you are. Money is a resource, not your personality. The freedom of letting money serve you. When you stop idolizing money, you gain clarity and peace. Your decisions follow values, not fear. Success feels meaningful, not hollow. You enjoy money without being controlled by it. You create opportunities for yourself and others. Money is powerful when aligned with purpose, destructive when it becomes your master. In the next chapter, you'll learn how money represents the value you create and how wealth grows from skills, impact, and contribution. Chapter 8. Your money reflects the value you create. Money isn't just paper or numbers. It's a mirror of the value you provide. Every dollar represents skill, effort, and impact. Wealth doesn't come from luck or working harder. It comes from creating value others willingly pay for. When you create real value, money flows naturally. Understanding money as a reflection of value. Every transaction is an exchange of value. When you offer a solution, people pay you. When you solve problems or improve lives, money follows. Assets like businesses and properties hold value because they produce results. Money measures value, it doesn't create it. Focus on value first, money follows automatically. How wealthy people think differently. Wealthy people don't chase money, they chase impact and efficiency. They find market gaps. They solve problems better than others. They leverage skills, ideas, and resources. Their money grows because they create value, not because they run after cash. Putting money to work through value. Creating value is the starting point. Growing wealth requires investing in yourself, skills, knowledge, mindset, health. Investing in assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, passive income. Leverage, using money and strategy to multiply effort. Automation, letting assets produce income while you focus on high-value work. When you think like this, money becomes a tool that works for you instead of demanding your time. The mindset shift from earning to creating. Most people ask, how can I earn money? The right question is, how can I create value? This shift changes everything. Work becomes purposeful, income becomes scalable, success becomes sustainable, and wealth becomes a reflection of your impact, not your hours. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to stay optimistic, prepared, and resilient through life's financial ups and downs.
Chapter 9. Expect the best. Prepare for the worst. Life and money are unpredictable. Markets rise and fall. Opportunities appear and disappear, and unexpected events can shake your financial stability. Expecting only the best leads to disappointment. Fearing the worst leads to paralysis. The strongest people balance optimism with preparation. The reality of financial ups and downs. Life hits without warning. Markets fluctuate. Businesses rise and fall. Emergencies strike suddenly. Global events reshape income and investments. Ignoring this reality makes you vulnerable. Preparation turns disasters into manageable setbacks. The balance between optimism and caution. Financially strong people use two mindsets together. Optimism for opportunities. Look for possibilities. Take calculated risks. Spot market gaps and solutions. Believe you can adapt. Caution for protection. Build an emergency fund. Avoid excessive debt. Diversify investments. Use insurance and legal protection. This balance keeps your wealth safe while still growing. Practical strategies to stay resilient. Budget with flexibility. Track income and expenses. Allocate for essentials, savings, investments, and a buffer. Create multiple income streams. Don't rely on one source. Create side income, investments, or assets. Invest wisely, not recklessly. Research before acting. Avoid trends and hype. Start small and scale. Protect your wealth. Use insurance. Keep financial information private. Take advice from trusted experts. Adopt a growth mindset. Failures are lessons. Adjust strategies when things change. Stay consistent and keep learning. Ultimate to-do list. Real rules for making money. Money is a tool, not a goal.
Build value first. Money will follow. Keep your financial life private. Earn before you spend. Choose the right mentors. Make money work for you through assets. Prepare for the worst, expect the best. Control spending, maximize savings. Align money with your values. Think long-term. Practice patience and discipline. The mindset shift, resilience over fear. Think like a flexible tree, bending during storms, not breaking. You cannot control every event, but you can control your preparation and response. With discipline, planning, and resilience, challenges become stepping stones. Part 2 teaser. You've completed Part 1, earning, saving, investing, and aligning money with your values. But this is just the beginning. Part 2 reveals advanced strategies to multiply your money, grow passive income, and accelerate your path to financial freedom. Subscribe now and be the first to unlock Part 2.